Hey, welcome back, multifamily investors. We are checking the latest inventory. Again, this is my daily video that I do, checking 5 main counties in Western Washington: King, Kitsap, Pierce, Snohomish, and then down here Thurston is grouped together. We've had 8 new listings in the last 24 hours and only 6. I say only 6 went pending. So actually a very rare 24 hours where we have a positive gain in inventory. So let's see what we've got here in Pierce. 2 duplexes. One's back on the market. This one's been sitting for a while. Price reduction on that one. It's actually northeast Tacoma, which across the bay is a big, huge single family with a mother-in-law. That's what MIL stands for, or ADU, accessory dwelling unit. If you don't know what those initials are, I don't mean to assume that you do. So I like to highlight that for people that are watching. And it says it's a 3.2 and a 3.2 on both, which would be surprising, but that's a lot of money for a duplex in that area, unless it has amazing views or something crazy. This one's brand new in Spanaway. It's a 2-1, both sides, 924 square feet. You can see the upside on one of them. They got 1,600 for that side. It's built in the 70s. Not the best marketing pictures, which are pretty disappointing, but this is what we see quite often. It's just the way some brokers roll. So we don't have a lot to go off of. So what I try and coach my clients is, if this kind of makes sense for the right area you're looking for, it's in your price point, and we know the age. Let's assume there hasn't been any updates, right? But the units are not trashed, but they're not fully updated, unless it specifies anything in the listing, which it usually doesn't either. It says newer roof. That's good, but we're just going to try and lock this up, get a chance to walk through both the units, and then assess the situation, whether we want to move forward or back out. It's a pretty easy process, but that's the approach we take. We just assume that's in okay or better condition and not destroyed. All right, let's check out the one quad. This is the same one too in Tacoma that's come back on. Somebody did a walkthrough. This little community of fourplexes is not very well maintained very well, and so they kind of look shoddy, and that's why you see a fourplex in Tacoma at 850 and they're all 2-bed, 1-bath, good size, 832 square feet. But the rents are probably where they are, unless you really update them. But then you're going to be the nicest one in this little group, which I never recommend either, unless you're going to buy the whole group. Triplex in King. This one in Seattle. It's been on the market, northeast Seattle. UW area. It's a development play. That's what a lot of these we see are. So they're like old properties that you can build up, 2 stories or whatever, and a lot more units. But I don't work with many developers, and so I know a lot of developers are not watching my channel, so I don't spend a lot of time on those deals. 5+ units. These are all newer. One in Seattle, one in Everett, and Burien. Burien's back on the market, actually, or price reduction. This one is a value add opportunity, built in 86. This one was on a while back. I don't know. I have to check the history. It probably expired, and now it was just relisted. But this is a good value add opportunity that I was evaluating for another client. But at the end of the day, they wanted something a little more turnkey. Excuse me. So these are 8 units in the 80s. Not too bad. I'll just go through it again real quick. You can see that it needs a facelift. I mean, look at the old sign there and stuff too, the original. It just doesn't have a good curb appeal. But, it has underground carport parking. It's just nice. The location of the airport and everything is good. You could probably turn a couple of these into short-term rentals if you wanted to play that game a bit. Fireplace, the wood trim, fluorescent lights. Yeah, so it's, again, dated, move-in ready though. Yes. Could you get better rents? Probably, if you rehab those units quite a bit. And that's not a bad price for 8 units. I mean, they're all most of them are 1-beds, but you do have 2 2s in there at 900 square feet. And it's as a low 5 cap. This is the new one in central Seattle. Denny Way is right in the heart of everything there. 4.2 million for 18 units. It's advertised at a 4.3 cap. That's pretty aggressive. The market is just will not come up at all in the caps very much. We saw a little bit of a spike when things slowed down last fall, but then they just kind of stabilized. And even though rates keep going up, we got this one in Everett that's 4.3 million. It's 12 units, advertised again under a 5 cap. but they're all nice too. 1.5 bath, 1,000 square foot. You can see some. I like to see. This is great for showing potential, right? You have one at 1,600, one at 2,100, a couple at 2,100. So you have $500 worth of improved rents there, opportunity. And I don't even know, maybe 2,100 is probably still low. I don't know the condition of these units. Well, they've got some good pictures. Let's take a quick look. Roof doesn't look too bad. This is built in the 80s. Nice. It butts up against like a trail and a golf course. Good parking. Boy, they just redid the parking too. It looks great. Let's see if we have any interior units. So it looks like they're all townhome style too, which is really nice. Little porch. Yeah, they got the stairs. So this is the interior of one of the units. Looks like some laminate flooring. These units have a little private back space. Baseboard heating. Kitchens look small, but I mean, it is what it is. It's a 2-bedroom apartment. We have full-size stacked washer dryer in there. That's good. Yeah, that's a nice looking property. But it's going to be tough, obviously. Investors like me, I don't have the cash to pay $4.3 million. And even if I did, I don't think I'd want a 4.8 return on my money. Right now, I'm getting about that in money markets for my reserves that I'm holding right now for deals. So why take on the headache, right? I know it's going to appreciate, hopefully, and maybe there's some value add opportunity on this deal, but probably a much better opportunity in the right around 4 million exactly. So let's see that there's no seller finance multifamily. There's one in Thurston, down in Rainier. Wow, we don't see a lot down there. This is the Yelm Rainier area, duplex, 400,000. That's why they're also small. They're one bed. No, they're big one beds though. 750. It's on septic. No rent. Well, yes, it's 990. That's pretty cheap. But if you don't know this area, this is getting out there a bit. You're southeast of Tacoma, kind of northwest or northeast of Olympia. We'll just take a quick look at this one anyway. Roof looks good. Looks like it's a huge lot. Let me just check out the lot size real quick. 21,000 square foot. So it's almost a half acre. So there's been recent changes to Washington state law where you're going to be able to build. Now, this is on septic, so it also depends, but you're going to be able to build DADUs, detached accessory dwelling. So there's not a lot of interior pictures at all. So you might be able to expand on that a bit. There's a park across the street. That's kind of cool. But again, like I said in the first listing, this is built in the 70s. No interior pics. Doesn't say anything about upgrades to kitchens or baths or paint or anything. So we're going to assume this is still dated like the 70s. Not destroyed, not updated, but probably tents have been there a long time. So there's probably upside in this. And this is about as cheap as you're going to find for a rental property, duplex or better, in the greater Puget Sound area. That's about as cheap as you can get. So it'd be a great house hack for a single person, or even a couple that doesn't need a lot of space, but to get into something for under 400 grand and have your first rental property and have this side subsidizing your mortgage. Pretty good deal. All right. There you have it. Thanks for watching.